Will the warmth in the south be heading north? Will the showers in the north be heading south? Could we be in for a thundery Thursday in some locations? And what about the weekend? For many, it's a bank holiday. For most, the last bank holiday before Christmas. Welcome along to the Met Office Deep Dive. My name's Alex Deakin. I'm a meteorologist here at Met Office headquarters in Exeter in Devon. For the next 20-25 minutes, we'll be taking a closer look at weather across the UK and around the world. The tropics feature heavily in this episode. The deep dive is exclusive to YouTube, so thank you for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and then you won't miss an episode. Hit the like button as well, and you'll be doing us a favour. And please, please, please keep your comments coming. We do read them, so thank you very much for all the lovely ones, but also please keep your comments coming in about anything that you'd like us to discuss here on the Met Office Deep Dive. And share the love as well if you know someone who's keen on meteorology but isn't aware of the Met Office Deep Dive. Let them know, send them the link, get them involved as well. Okay, plenty to get through. Even before we get to the bank holiday weekend, there is quite a bit of uncertainty. We'll be looking at that in some detail. But here's the picture right now across the UK. We've seen over the last few days banks of cloud. There's a low pressure system up to the north of the country. And last night, there was quite a bit of cloud that came across the south, but this was quite high cloud. Cirrus helped to stop too much mist and fog forming here, actually. As we've been through the day, that has cleared away to reveal quite a bit of sunshine. Now, it looks quite sunny here for most places, but this is the infrared imagery, which is looking at really cold cloud tops. If we actually look at the visible satellite image, so the wavelength that you can see with your eyes, you can see actually there's quite a lot more cloud across the northern half of the UK, quite mottled, suggesting it's showery, and that's the picture we've got. If we had the radar on, you can see showers there across Scotland, Northern Ireland, and a scattering across Wales and Northern England too. But in the south, it is largely clear. Plenty of sunshine across East Anglia and southern counties of England, and that's where we're seeing the highest temperatures. And yeah, not a great deal of change through the rest of today. We will continue to see a scattering of showers across the north and generally fine conditions further south. But through this evening and overnight, the showers tend to fade. And with the clear skies across Scotland, with lighter winds here, it's actually going to turn quite chilly. Temperatures dipping away overnight tonight across northern Scotland, down into single figures. So after a pretty warm night last night, we're down to single figures in Aberdeen for sure. And if we zoom in a little bit more, I can see, yeah, down into single figures. We could be as low as 4 or 5 through some sheltered glens. So a much colder night across the north compared to last night, certainly across northern Scotland. But further south, it'll be another pretty warm night. Temperatures mostly holding up into the teens. What about the weather for tomorrow? Well, it's looking largely dry, actually, for tomorrow. We do have a bit of patchy cloud and rain affecting western areas. So Northern Ireland could see some showers late in the day. There will be more showers in western Scotland. But generally for central southern Scotland, and particularly northeast England, looking like a brighter day tomorrow. And again, it's across the south where we'll generally have the highest temperatures. Could see 25, 26 degrees Celsius tomorrow. Let's have a look at the temperatures. Yeah, there we go, 24, 25, and tomorrow again 25. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 26 in this area. And probably a warmer day across parts of Yorkshire, more sunshine tomorrow as well. So eastern parts of England feeling a bit warmer. The wind's a bit lighter tomorrow as well. So the next couple of days, the weather's reasonably straightforward, but it does get very complicated very quickly after that. Thursday has been giving us headaches since the weekend. If you watched my week ahead forecast yesterday, it was really tricky from Thursday onwards, and it hasn't really changed. And it's quite unusual for this amount of uncertainty, only 48 hours away. So yeah, we'll take a look at that in a bit more detail for Thursday, because that is the biggest headache for us here at the Met Office at the moment. Here's the bigger picture. Let's take the jet stream off for now. Basically, we've got north-south split because we've got low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. And what's going to happen over the next 24 hours is the high is going to win. The high is going to gradually push in, which is why we'll see fewer showers tomorrow. Notice close to the low here, there will still be showers in northwest Scotland. And from this weather front, some rain heading towards Northern Ireland later. But that's why most of us are having a drier day tomorrow with that high pressure in control. Let's zoom in a little bit. So that's why eastern England will generally be a bit sunnier than today as well. And still across the south, it's fine. But after that, what happens? Well, This is what the Met Office computer model thinks is going to happen. That high is going to waddle away and open the door to this little feature coming up from the south. Doesn't look much, does it? A fairly piddly little weather front coming up from the south, but around it there's low pressure. The pressure is reducing around that, and the crucial thing, the temperatures. It is very, very warm across parts of France at the moment. So we've seen close to record-breaking minima over recent nights and in the south of France, and that warmth is pushing northwards. So it's warming up right across France, and are we going to see some of that warmth? Not warm and sunny, it's the warm and humidity combining with the moisture and that low pressure, which may well trigger some thunderstorms during Wednesday night across northern France, and perhaps then pushing north into southern parts of the UK on Thursday. So they're the ingredients there: the warmth, humidity, extra energy to trigger some thundery showers across parts of the south during the course of Thursday. And that is what our computer model is suggesting is likely to happen. So let's have a look at that now. So this is Thursday, start of Thursday. There's a weather front further north, generating a bit of heavy rain over northern England, North Wales, southern Scotland. But it's this area down to the south where there is the potential, if everything comes together, to see during the course of Thursday some heavy showers, some brighter colours in there. There'll be some thunderstorms, a lot of rain falling in a short space of time. But there is a big if around this at the moment. This is what the Met Office computer model is saying, but many of the other computer models are not agreeing. They've got the warmth heading north across France, but not getting into the UK. I can show you that by showing you the three main models that we look at. This is a snapshot for Thursday at midday. This is the UK computer model. This is the Met Office model. You can see the UK there. That's East Anglia down towards Cornwall there. And all these little triangles, that's heavy rain, heavy showers and thunderstorms across a good chunk of southern Britain on the Met Office one. But let's take a look at the European model, the ECMWF model, the European, and that has got the warmth tucked into maybe Kent, but it doesn't generate anything like as many heavy showers. It hasn't got the warmth as far north, and it keeps generating the showers away from the UK. GFS, the American model, is somewhere in between. It's got the warmth certainly across parts of East Anglia down towards the Isle of Wight, and it's got some heavy showers, but it's closer to the European model in generally keeping it further south. So quite a bit of uncertainty there from those three main models. Again, it wouldn't be unusual to see that amount of uncertainty if we were talking about Sunday, say, 4 or 5 days ahead. But for just 2 days ahead, that is unusual disparity. Now, if you watch deep dives, if you watch the Met Office 10-day trend, you'll know that looking at individual, what we call deterministic computer model runs, just one run of a computer model isn't necessarily all that useful. What we tend to use is an ensemble forecast, where you take the computer model run, you slightly vary the initial positions, and you generate many, many different forecasts. This is the European model, where we have 50-odd different forecasts. We call these the postage stamps. You can't really see a great deal of detail from them, and that's not what they're for there, but they are very useful, as we'll see in a moment. This is the Met Office ensemble forecast, 36 different members. Each one is called a different member, 36 different members. Again, you can't see a lot there. Let's zoom in a little bit and show you this one, because this just highlights the differences. If you look at member 31 here, you can see some bright pinks and whites even there on the south coast of England, suggesting some very intense rain here and a band of heavier showers further north. But look at next door, member number 30 is very similar to the ECMWF. It keeps all of the heavy showers down away from Kent, actually, and in that scenario we wouldn't see any thundery showers across the south. So it's been giving us a few headaches, this weather system coming up on Thursday. And interesting, if you look at the ECMWF, the European model ensemble runs, it has very few, if any, that are similar to the Met Office model. Pretty much all of them keep that warmth away from the southeast. So that just adds the uncertainty, and it lowers the confidence in our computer models. So what does all that mean? When you run those models many times, you get those different members. It's not necessarily, again, that useful to look at individual ones, but you can generate probabilities. So if you've got, say, 50 different members, if 5 of them are showing one thing and 45 of them aren't, then that corresponds to 10% of them as opposed to 90%. So you've got that split in terms of percentages or probabilities. And that is quite useful for looking at individual events or scenarios, as we are seeing with this rainfall coming up on Thursday. So these are the three different computer models. We're now interpreting it as a probability or a chance of certain things happening. And what's plotted here, that specific chance, is of 10 millimetres of rain falling during the day. And when you look at all the ensemble members from the Met Office model, it's generating that highest chance of the heavier showers, the heavy rain across from East Anglia down towards South Wales and South West England. The American model has a pocket of higher probability, a higher chance, 20 to 40% across Kent, but otherwise very little. And the European model, I say, none or very few of its ensemble, different members, generate anything. So we've got only a very small chance, according to the European model, of seeing anything. So all of that added up, the chief meteorologist here at the Met Office and the deputy chief have to take all of that into consideration when looking at what could happen on Thursday. And the latest thoughts on that are that when you add it all up, there's something like, have we got the right ones on here? Let's draw the right, yes. Let's make sure we're in the right colour. The most likely scenario is the southeast corner has some thundery showers during Thursday. So parts of Kent down to the Isle of Wight. That is the most likely scenario. Around 70% chance that that is going to happen. But there is a 30% chance, I'm just going to check that the maps are right here, that parts of Devon up from up towards Bristol and across to North Norfolk, that zone could be in the fiery line for thundery showers. This scenario is around 30%. That other one, where everything is just shifted further south, is around 30%. As I said, quite unusual to see that amount of uncertainty for a forecast at such short range. So when we have that, well, we need to kind of look at why. Why is there that much uncertainty? Why aren't the computer models agreeing? And, well, what the chief meteorologist has been looking at this morning is the position of the jet stream and how that is impacting things. Let's bring it back to the here and now. There's the low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. But we're more interested now in the jet stream because it's in a pretty unusual shape. It's highly amplified. It's going all the way up here. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's going all the way up. There we go. All the way up across Greenland and driving south. And this little arm of it down, driving south at the moment across Iceland, is critical. Because if we run through the sequence, it just peps up and it drives its way southwards. And it's that, how far south it digs, that little jet stream, as to whether it pushes up, how far north it then pushes up the warmth from France. It ousts that area of high pressure, and just exactly how far it digs southwards will determine how far north that little low pressure and all that warmth is by the time we get to Thursday, well, Wednesday night and into Thursday. So it's that little arm of it in there that will determine. So small differences in what's going on hundreds, if not thousands of miles away and way up in the atmosphere will determine whether Thursday sees potentially very heavy downpours and thunderstorms across parts of the south, or whether it's another pretty warm, sunny and humid day. Interesting stuff though. What's going on in the shorter term. And as always, because it's a bank holiday now, and I do know it's not a bank holiday in Scotland, so apologies. I do know it's not a bank holiday in Scotland, but that is what's looming large for England, Wales and Northern Ireland on the horizon. And interestingly, once this complication is out of the way with those thunderstorms on Thursday, there's actually quite a bit of agreement with the models beyond that as to what's going to happen. And actually, what's likely to happen is the low pressure to the north starts to move in and still generate a few showers. Let's put the temperatures on because that's going to brush away that warmth as we head towards Friday. The cooler, more showery air from the north will win out everywhere, pushing away that warmth. The Met Office model agrees with that as well. So all the computer models don't necessarily agree where we're going to see the heavy showers or the thundery showers, but they all agree that the warmth is going to get pushed away and we're back into the cooler conditions for Friday with plenty of showers. But before you despair, if you've got plans for the bank holiday weekend, don't give up just yet, because if we fast forward further on, right towards the end, then look at this. Oh, let's take the temperatures off so you can see it. This is a little ridge of high pressure trying to build in as we go through Sunday. So that, if that happens, that promises, yeah, it's not going to be particularly warm, but the air is not particularly warm, so it's not going to be a crazily hot bank holiday weekend, but that little ridge of high pressure could settle the weather down. We're looking at showers on Saturday, still scattered across the country, but if this ridge builds in, then Sunday and perhaps even Monday could be fine and dry, at least across a good chunk of the country. So that would be good news if you've got plans this weekend and you want it to be dry with a little bit of sunshine. So reasonably optimistic that it won't be a washout this bank holiday. Some showers around on Saturday, but actually if this ridge builds in, Sunday could be okay for a good chunk of the country. And Monday as well, although by that stage, of course, we're almost a week away, uncertainty grows. And that's actually tied into how this weather system develops, and that has its origins even further away from the UK. Let's track this back, because this layer of low pressure here, let's put the temperatures on. So let's come back. So the temperatures on Sunday, yeah, it's going to be a coolish day, but tucked in here into this little low pressure, notice the darker orange colours in there. That's some warmer air trapped in amongst that low pressure system. And the reason for that, if we rewind all the way from Sunday, whoa, where are we going there? Where have we gone? Whoa. It's gone crazy. Let's reset. Where's the home button? There we go. That picks us back up. There we go. So there's the UK. There we are on Saturday, still in the cooler air. But this low here, that's what I'm trying to track back. Let's pull it back, because we can follow it. Follow that low pressure. Where does it come from? Well, it's got warm air tacked into it because it's come all the way up from the tropics. And in fact, we can trace it back even further beyond that, because the satellite picture taken this morning, that is that area of low pressure, ex-Emily. So what was Tropical Storm Emily. This is the Caribbean here. Not only do we have Emily, but we also have Gert, Franklin, and Harold. Harold is hitting Texas at the moment, bringing a lot of heavy rain. None of these storms are particularly potent in terms of wind strength, but they are all generating a lot of rainfall. And Franklin is going to bring a lot of heavy rain to Haiti and the Dominican Republic over the next couple of days as it tracks its way northwards. So quite an active setup in the Caribbean at the moment. And in fact, now, I haven't verified this tweet with our resident expert here in the Met Office, Dr. Julian Hemming, but I saw this tweet just before I came in, and I thought it was quite interesting. But with those 4 storms, they were all named within 39 hours, which is a record. Never named 4. The Americans had never named 4 storms in such a short period before, breaking the previous record. So this guy, follow this guy on Twitter, or is it X? I'm not quite sure, but he's normally pretty reliable, but as I say, I haven't verified that fact with Julian Hemming from the Met Office yet. So take it with, well, don't take it with a pinch. I'm pretty sure it's kosher, but I just need to double check with Julian. But yeah, follow that guy if you're into tropical storms. He is a fountain of knowledge. But yeah, a very active setup at the moment across the Caribbean. We're getting towards peak season, of course. I think statistically speaking, the 11th of September is the most active day for hurricanes. So we're getting towards that time where the seas are warming up. None of these storms, as I say, particularly potent. You can't really see the eye of those storms, but they're all likely to drop an awful lot of heavy rain. But it's this one that's no longer a storm that could develop into another area of low pressure. It won't be a tropical system as it heads up towards the UK. It's just going to be a normal area of low pressure approaching the UK, but bringing with it some warmer air. But it's not likely to affect the UK. As we've seen, what's going to happen is it's just going to drag out to the west of the UK. And what it will do, or what it could do, is amplify the system, which will in turn, if that low heads northwards, allow that ridge of high pressure to build in for the weekend. So all eyes across into the tropics to see how the weekend develops. As I say, it's unlikely to bring wet weather to the UK, or the warmth, but it will take its energy northwards, and that could allow that ridge of high pressure. Again, not all the models are agreeing. Some of them are taking the cold front across the UK on Monday, so there is the potential for some rain from that. but at the moment this scenario is perhaps the most likely, where we do get some fine weather through the weekend, although not particularly warm. One more thing I just wanted to show you while we're talking about the tropics, because this has been in the news all week. Hillary, of course, so on the other side of the Americas and the Pacific, that storm there, you can see the eye of the storm. That was when it was a fully blown hurricane. It's been drifting its way northwards, of course, through the early part of this week, made landfall across Mexico as a tropical system, tropical storm. And of course, it's dropped a lot of rainfall across parts of Arizona and Southern California. Needed rainfall, of course, but because it has been very dry there recently. But this is just a lot of rain, in some cases a year's worth, falling in 24 hours. I think Death Valley recorded over 2 inches of rainfall, 55 millimeters of rain in a day, which is equivalent to their annual rainfall falling in just one day. It's incredible images there. We continue to see the devastation and the fallout from southeastern parts of the US from that heavy rain. So lots going on in the tropics, lots going on with the weather across the UK over the next few days. If you've got plans for the weekend, if you've got plans for Thursday even, do keep up to date with the forecast. Aidan will have much more on the bank holiday in the 10-day trend forecast. That'll be available on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter by Wednesday afternoon. So stay tuned for that. If you like these deep dives, as I said, please do share them. Please keep the comments coming in as well. Even if you're not watching this straight away, do comment. We do read them, and any suggestions or ideas for other things that we can cover in the deep dive are more than welcome as well. Please do hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, and give us a thumbs up. Hit the like button as well. That does make a big difference. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.